Alright guys, now I'd like to take some time to go over the actual E-kits, which are the drum triggers. A lot of people have mixed emotions or feelings about the drum triggers. Some people don't even know what drum triggers are, but I'd like to show you what they are. I'd like to show you how to calibrate them so that they work properly every time you play live, and I'd also like to show you how they are connected to a sampling pad or a drum mod and ran through your PA. Alright everybody, I'd just like to go over real quick how to calibrate your E-kits. And what calibrating does is make sure you're getting the proper trigger for every time your bass drum beater hits your head. It's making sure that the hammer is hitting that box at the same time. So I actually got this I got this idea from a video that the drummer of Borknegar posted. He showed me how to do this, and I think it's just a really great technique, and everybody should use it if you have the E-kits. What you're going to want to do is, first of all, look at your hammer and notice that around back here there's a little Allen wrench hole. That way you can tighten or loosen it. What I do is I tighten it enough so that I can push it back and forth with the right amount of pressure, but a light amount of pressure won't push it or anything. You're gonna have to use a good amount of pressure to push it down. So what I do is, after I put it to my bass drum, I press my foot all the way down so that the beater makes contact with the head. Then I go over to my hammer here and I press the hammer down until it meets the top of the box. And now what this is doing is, every time I raise my foot up and the beater moves away from the head, the hammer moves just enough space so that every time I press it down again and it makes contact with the head, the hammer's making contact with the box. And what I always do to remind myself to do this every time live is I just push it back. That way it always reminds me to push down, move my hammer down to the box, and then it's properly calibrated. Alright everybody, now here I have my access pedals with the E-kits connected to my Roland spd-s. And for those of you who aren't familiar with an spd-s, that's going to act as my drum mod, which has my pre-recorded bass drum sound in it, which will connect to the PA. That way your bass drum sound can run through the PA or whatever amplification system you have. Now I'd like to show you. Here's the E-kit, properly calibrated. And here's the 1/4 inch cable that goes into the E-kit. For those of you who aren't familiar with what a 1/4 inch is, it's just a guitar cable. Any kind of guitar cable will fit right into the E-kit. Plug it right into the bottom there. And that's going to send the signal through the cords into the back of the spd-s, which you will plug it into the trigger foot switch right there, trigger in. There's my other E-kit with the cord. All the cords run through this 1/4 inch, which goes right into the back of the spd-s. So now this means that every time you hit your bass drum, the hammer hits the E-kit. And we can look right here on the spd-s. This is our trigger indicator. So every time I hit that bass drum, hopefully the red dot lights up. That's how you know you're getting that triggered sound. Now, if we look, notice every time I hit the bass drum, that little red dot will light up. That's how you know you're getting that triggered sound. Also, people might use a Alesis DM5. And as you can see, the trigger's lighting up right there. And that's how the triggers work. Great thing about triggers is you could have any kind of bass drum sound you want there, you know, techno 808s. You can even assign it to sound like a snare drum or a tom if you wanted. I don't know why you would do that, but that's the fun thing. any kind of bass drum sound you want. All you have to do is put it on your spd-s, run the triggers, and there it is.